Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Rani Rohra, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with industry stalwarts interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we trust these sessions are: a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such personage on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Harish Dhir. Currently the Vice President, Apraava Energy. He brings along his total work experience of 28 years of project designing and management, business feasibility assessment, health and safety, substation and transmission lines, strategy, development and implementation, procurement, contract and tender management, and financial management, to name a few. As someone working in the energy sector, he has been closely observing the working of the sector and has been giving his contributions to the field of environmental sustainability with his pro-environmental learnings. A very warm welcome and a very good morning to you, Harish.
Hi, good morning. Thank you very much for hosting me.
Very welcome. So, Harish, you started your journey as a field engineer and have stepped up the corporate ladder to the position of a vice president.
Yeah.
So can you state some of the biggest challenges you have faced in your career journey?
Yeah, sure. Why not? My 28 years of career is a lot of ups and downs, and started my, as you said, started my career with field engineer. And during the process, I traveled almost 25 countries and worked in almost a dozen of countries while working. And every country was a new challenge, everything to start from scratch, zero, and knowing those local laws, the clientele. So if I go back the very starting, I will quote here about one of the incident happened with me in Ceylon, Sri Lanka, with the Ceylon electric, while working for the Ceylon Electricity Board, one of the project for the transmission line. I was quite young at that time, field as a field engineer, based at the looking after the site, the civil work. So at that point of time in the year, somewhere around 95, 96, it was like luxury to have ready mix concrete at our site. So normally we used to do the hand mixing with the machine. Then at one of the instance we ordered the ready mix concrete. We normally do the fixed form box, fixed foundation with fixed quantity. Like suppose for the one of the job we need maybe 20 cubic meter of concrete. So we ordered 20 cubic meter of concrete, and when the truck came, it has the capacity of 5 in per truck. So 4 truck came and we filled, everything was going smooth. But while doing the last portion, we found the concrete was short, which was never happened, never expected. So now we are in a very difficult situation how to complete, because we are little left with this half this thing. So we decided that then I spoke to the ready mix supplier. The supplier was itself the concrete, the ready mix concrete chairman in that whole country, and he was quite powerful. We had lot of argument saying that you have I was saying that your people have not supplied us the correct amount. But what he was saying, we have supplying the correct amount, you have done something wrong, your dimensions are wrong, so we will come and measure your site. I said, okay, you are most welcome. So they next day they came with the whole team and do the measurement of the site, and found that concrete was less. So they agreed to supply the balance of the portion. But during the time of conversation, it was very hot argument, like saying that if you people coming from India are doing some kind of cheating, I will ban you this company. So everything was in very hot kind of thing. But by God grace and by determination, I won, and we got free concrete, or rather the concrete which we have paid, they agreed to supply those concrete. So that was one of the lessons for me, to how to be patiently handle such kind of situation. And likewise, the I kept on moving from one country to another. From Sri Lanka, I went to Egypt. Then from Egypt, I went to South Africa. Then South Africa, we had challenge as well, because it is totally like quite developed in terms of infrastructure and all. It is as good as Europe. So there, the client also was very strict. The ESCOM is the client, and we were building one of the reputed transmission line connecting their major power plant of 12,000 megawatt power was to generate in the thermal station in Medupi, in extreme end. So we were constructing one of the power lines for the project, and we hired one of local contractor to do our job, and it was like back to back contract we gave, considering it as a big company. But after 2 3 months, the company went into bankruptcy. It was insolvent.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so we and he had lot of our advance payment and everything. So now we are in a big soup. So what is to be done? It has to be done very fast. Otherwise, our reputation was on the stake.
Correct.
So in the next 45 days, I was able to manage to appoint, instead of going for the complete lump sum back to back contract, I managed to employ smaller contractors to save the cost and to start the work as ASAP. So we found it was done in the 45 minutes. And at the same time, we it was a record in my company that the company which went into bankruptcy had submitted a insurance bank guarantee as the deposit money, as a deposit. So normally it is, if it is a bank guarantee from the bank, and a reputed bank, it is easy to dilute, it is easy to encash. But when it comes to the insurance guarantee, it is like near to impossible to get those money in cash. But I successfully, after a lot of hard work and pushing to the insurance company, it was almost 5 million rand, equal to almost 35 million Indian rupees. I got it back from the insurance guarantee encashment. So
Wow.
these two, yeah, so these two was quite challenging, and that made me fighter. Like, I am fighter, and being into construction, it is every day is a challenge. So I can recall for now these two, which is my life turning and giving me the strength while how to manage the project. So yeah, that's all for now, I think.
That was so insightful.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice. I mean, this is as you said correctly, na, these are two things which are so close to your heart. Like, you remember it in, like, when the question was posed, only these two things came to your mind first.
yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So it was like maybe a life-changing thing for you, like, where you
Yeah,
felt that, I learned something which is going to be with me till my end, like.
correct, correct, correct. And fortunately, after doing all those things, I managed to complete the project in time. There was no time delay.
Oh, that is
We
one more feather on your cap, like then.
Yes, because I deployed a lot of multiple contractors on a situational basis, and they finished the work. And at the end, in the day, we met the time.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah,
So going ahead, given the complexities and varied natures of the job roles you have handled thus so far,
yeah.
what are the common values you bring them down to?
See, for me, it See, I never changed my career. I am into the power transmission from the day I entered, and never changed my career path from the transmission and distribution. The only thing I feel which kept me sustainable in my profile or my sector is the honesty, dedication, integrity is are very important to remain in this field, to uh, continue with such type of people who are honest in their work, dedicated. And see lot of even I will tell you one uh, instance where one of my colleague working as a project manager, because I was the country head in South Africa, he was caught under the bribery case from the client. So I fought the bribery. They put this case to the World Bank because this project was funded by the World Bank, and I had kept all the records in place. So all the allegation was turned to on our side, that I managed it nicely, that all the allegation is gone, removed from our this thing, the bribery case, the sexual harassment case. I managed everything for my company, and I managed it well. So I kept the company safe because I was on right track. I was honest in my working, and I kept everything record and transparent. So the transparency is very important, and as a factor now we see in the latest this thing, governance, ESG. So we are following this thing from very beginning, like it is now in our blood, that how to be mitigate such. Don't be biased to any of the people who they come from, any race, whoever, must be competent enough to handle the activities, whether from which community, which gender, nothing doesn't matter to me. Only have to uh, work and deliver, that's it, irrespective of whatever the race or anything it comes from. So in my view, honesty, integrity, the dedication, transparency, and communication. Because when I communicate, when uh, it I feel that it should not only pass to my lower level, it has to pass to the even up to the housekeeping level. Everyone should knows the importance of the communication, where we are as a team, as a family. Like a company is a family. If company is gone, then everybody is losing the job. So even housekeeping guy is also important. Because I remember one of the incident in Egypt. uh, we all from our team or our company, including my project manager, CFO, everyone went to the site, and in between there was a lady who was uh, kind of a tea server. She got a fax from the client that something has happened. Normal, if she is normal tea server lady, she will never read that fax. But she read the facts and immediately called my project manager. Boss, this is the problem, we have to respond to this immediately. So that kind of culture I promote and I follow in my environment. So that is also, communication is very important.
Right. Well said, sir. Going ahead,
Yeah.
which one of the biggest learning experiences would you like to share with our viewers today?
Learning, like see, there are every day is learning. Is that you have to keep the whatever you do, you have to do it with full participation, and your active involvement is very important. And respect everyone, like don't demean or bring any other person's competency or personality down. So in my view, in my learning, I respect everyone. So that's what I, in my career, I will say that we have to be positive. Positive is very important. Whatever I am today in my capacity from field engineer to vice president is basically because of my positive attitude. So attitude makes the whole difference in your working. The respect to the people, it can't be earned. Like it can't be snatched. You have to earn the respect.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is what I can message to my uh, juniors, my friends, that be respectful to everyone.
Very truly said.
Yeah.
My next question would be, what are the most significant changes in any of your domains or industries you have seen as brought about by technology? What changes do you foresee with the implementation of IoT, ML, AI, blockchain, Web3, etc.?
Yeah, sure. Nice question, because the every day there is some kind of evolution is going on. The things are changing, and from last 20 years, 8 years, the things have been changed significantly. So when I joined my career, at that point of time, the health safety environment was the most negligent existence in at that point of time. Nobody bothers about the health safety environmental, not only the health of the workers, employees, the safety of the asset, environmental, like what we are doing, what the reason for what impact it can create for my action. That is also important. So that I learned over the period of time. In the 28 years, there is a significant change in the mindset of the people. The safety culture is now inculcated in the day-to-day life. Everyone is now following the safety. In terms of the technology kind of thing, earlier we used to make a telephone call, everything. Now with the email and the dedicated software or SAS service, like software as a service, we are taking the service contract companies, the service providers, this thing. So with the help of the technology, we are now able to track even the manpower who are at site. We can find out, even I'm find out that right now I'm in Mumbai, I can see where my this person is at, where is at which site and which location, where is he in hilly area, or is he very close to any river, or any close to uh, infested with a high forest where his life is at threatening. So that kind of things is quite helpful in terms of the technology to keep the manpower, keep the people safe, because safety of my people is also at most importance.
Yes.
So technology has brought a lot of change. Now we are also considering there are certain portion where we find there are some kind of threat to our people, like especially we are working in the northeast area, where we have a threat for the people from the local insurgents. So we are also having the satellite global positioning system to identify the assets, the clearances, and the healthiness. Then, if there is anything, then our team can go to the site and come back quickly without any notice to any of the local threat creating people. So that technology is quite helpful. So it has a good role for protecting our people, the asset, everything. There's a lot of significant change from in last 28 years now.
Since you are now an ESG expert, what
Yeah.
values for better governance do you offer the corporate world?
See, my view is that for any project, we need to have a planning. If planning is in place, you will be successful. So, fail to planning is planning to fail.
Wow,
Yeah.
very well
So,
said.
yeah. So, planning is very important. So, once planning is done, then you have now outline how to do this, and then you have to identify what are the risks involved in this these actions. So once you are identifying the risk, then we have to find out how can we mitigate it. So and what could be the cost of mitigation, whether it is worth or not. So that thing is important, and especially the manpower. The after learning all those bribery cases and the sexual harassment cases, so I'm implementing that it should be very the environmental working environmental should be very nice and cooperative, and it should be without stress. Work life balance should be there, so that people are when they wake up in the morning, then they should feel to come to the office. It should not like that, oh, it's again bad day starts. So that kind of environment is very important in terms of the ESG. That's what I feel. So environmental is also very important. Suppose if we are in at site we are cutting one tree, I will suggest to plant 10 trees in place of that, and we are doing it. And right now in Apraava we are doing a lot of thing on the CSR. For the CSR thing, if we are some trees to be cut, we are uh, planting a lot of trees. Even we even you will be surprised to know that on every employee's birthday, we are planting 50 trees as a gift.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a wonderful initiative.
Yes. It's for all the employees. Yeah. And we are getting a certificate from one of the NGOs doing this, all these things.
Wow, this is so nice.
Yeah.
How do you wish to add value to the field of sustainability?
So for sustainability, what I feel is that we should adopt such type of technology or way of working that it is sustainable for the long term. Like for our power sector, when we are designing an asset, it has to be minimum life of 50 years. So based on that, it has to be sustainable. Like for in our assets, what we are doing is that instead of we are using solar PV cells, so that give us the advantage of less usage of the fossil usage of the electricity like thermal energy. We are using more of the solar. And the secondly, in terms of the sustainability, we are trying to save the rainwater at our storage, so that we use most of the time we are using for the kitchen or the washroom or whatever it is for the from the rainwater, but only for the drinking we can opt for the tap water coming from the municipality or the local supply. So these kind of the measures are very important for the long term sustainability, not for the asset but also for the planet. We should look as a whole for the existence of uh, not only the asset, for the whole humanity itself. And doing this kind of in piecemeal method, it can integrate and it can create a sustainable world for every of the generations coming in future. So sustainability is very important aspect in our sector.
You definitely now know that, this is the feedback session, which this the question is about the feedback. So as you know, we have been building the global thought leaders community for cross-pollination of knowledge and a
Yeah.
community of independent directors for having a better corporate governance in the country. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by the World Development Corporation team?
No, I'm really happy that this kind of initiative, because if you ask me this question, I will say before World Development Council, I was never thought of becoming an independent director. But after knowing this, the initiative by WDC, I now I'm in a position. I feel from my core of heart that whatever I have learned in a period of 28 years, it has to be part through the boardroom, so that the people sitting in the boardroom should know what is the technicality, not only counting the numbers of money or the finance or stock market or the balance sheet. They should know the technicalities, like how whether it's the existence of a company is not only numbers. It has to be technical sustainable as well. So I want to pass on my knowledge which I have acquired over the period of time. This forum through WDC is quite helpful for people like me who never dreamt of becoming an independent director. Gave the platform so that I can put through my knowledge and expertise to uh, the company in the power sector to learn and manage their company in a nice and proper way. So I am happy with that WDC's approach and the support which I am getting. Yeah, thank you,
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
thank
It
you,
was great and fantastic conversing with you, and I am confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you, Harish, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, I trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. It was nice meeting to you. Have a great day. Thank you.